Here, no decimals. And it's important to write the original problem down. So now as we're doing these first few, the sign is key. Is it positive in the end? Is it negative? What's it going to be? All right, even if you didn't do it, be ready to answer. Because okay, 25. 8 to the 0 power. Sam, what's that?
1.
1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay, anything to 0 power is 1. All right, 3 to the negative 4th. Press
3 to the negative 4?
3 to the negative 4th.
Is that 112?
It is not 112. All right, how do you change a negative exponent to a positive exponent?
I used to flip it in the second.
Okay, it becomes 1 over 3 to the 4th. Now, this is the point that I didn't realize as much until Mr. Schlur mentioned it. 3 to the 4th, Preston, what does that mean?
3 times 3 times 3 times 3.
So how are you getting 12 out of that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Josh?
181.
1 over 81, because you remember that in like you just if you look at it too quick, you're just gonna you just think 12. But remember, it is 3 times 3 times 3, 4 times. That tells you how many times to multiply. And so this answer has to be 1 over 81. Okay, it has to be 1 over 81. Okay, 29. Tell me kind of how to do this one, Christian.
Yeah. We made it to 29.
Yeah, how are we doing 29?
I got no clue. Like 1.
You get no clue.
Nope.
Like you don't know what the negative exponent means.
Wait. It'd be 1 more.
Where are you getting 12 at? Now, obviously, you just did not listen to a word I said. Because when you got 6 to the 2nd power, you do not multiply 6 times 2. Never do that. All right? What do we got to do, Colin?
136.
How do I get that?
Okay, so
And actually, you're slightly wrong.
slightly wrong.
Okay.
Oh, it's -1.
Yeah, what does 6 to the negative say? How you cannot have a negative exponent. All right, let's get that out of the way right now. You cannot have a negative exponent. How do I make it positive?
Flip it, yeah.
Okay, so tell me what to write.
Okay, so 1 over 6 to the 2nd.
All right, where's this negative go right here? Since that is not to the power, that stays right there. And now what is 6 to the 2nd power? Christian, I got to go back to you because we got to get this figured out. How do you do 6 to the 2nd power? What does that mean?
6 2 times.
What's that give us?
36.
So it's negative 136. So negative 136, okay? 31, Christiana, 2/5 to the 0 power. What's that equal? All you guys got to do is listen. Anything to the 0 power is 1. That's
I
it.
mean, it's the same thing on both sides.
1. So 31 is 1.
I'm sorry, I was looking at 30. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then 31 is 1. 33. Jaylee.
-1 over 3.
Okay, in the end, yep. Since this is in parentheses, you make it 1 over -3 to the 1st power. Well, -3 to the 1st power is just -3. So that's 1 over -3, but you really never write it with that. So we're going to make it -1/3. Joe, you got an answer or a question?
No question. Can you check my homework because it's not letting me print on you?
All right, I'll check it here in a little bit.
Okay.
All right, 35 is a hard one. This is probably the hardest one in the group. How can we go about this one? Any ideas?
I use my calculator.
Okay, well, how can you do it without that? You can use your calculator and check it, but you need to be able to the point where you can do it without it for this one. Anything to the negative power means you write 1 over, right? So you can write this as 1. Hold on here. 1 over 1/2 to the second power. Okay, because it doesn't matter really what is to that power, you just write 1 over that. Well, what is 1/2 to the second power? Okay,
1/4.
it's 1/4. That means you multiply 1/2 times 1/2, so you get 1/4. Now, this means, remember to divide. You change that to multiplication, and what do we do to that one? Flip it. Keep, change, flip, and 1/4 becomes 4 over 1, and so that becomes 4. So this is a hard one to kind of go through the steps. If you just type it in your calculator, you can get the answer, but you need to understand it, like I said, this one's a little bit harder. But that's 35. So that's 35. All right, 37. Evaluate each expression for the value of the variable. So you're substituting in, it should come up with a constant answer. All right, Amanda, how do I do 37?
Isn't it 4 to the negative 4th power?
Okay, and now how do I write that without a positive exponent?
1 over 4 to the 4th power.
And do not make that 16. It is not 4 times 4. What is it?
256.
It is 256. Now here's where I don't mind you using your calculator because you need to understand that. But 4 to the 4th power is 256. So there you go. So you get 1 over 256 for that. All right, take a look at 39. You're plugging in 11. So it's 10 minus 11 to the 0 power. You still need to use order of operations, which means you do parentheses first. Well, what's 10 minus 11? Negative 1. That's still in parentheses, and negative 1 to the 0 power is just anything to 0 power is
1.
So that answer is 1.
Oh, I got it right.
All right. So that one is 1. All right, now this one gets a little dicey here. Substitute in first of all. 3, A is 1/2, B is 8, all to the negative second power. We want to multiply these 3 together. You should be able to do this. Your calculator will help you. You should be able to do this by the order. Jordan?
Would it be 3 times 4 and then you get 12?
You can do it that way. 1/2 times 8 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. You can do 3 times 8 is 24. 24 times 1/2 is 12. I would not do 3 times 1/2 and then try to do that because that gives you a fraction. So if you can do the 2 multiples together or anything that gives you whole numbers, it makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, it'll give us 12 to now the negative second. This becomes 1 over 12 to the second power. And 12 times 12 is 144. So that's what we should get there, 144. Grant, I'm sure this is all making sense to you. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, so 1 over 144. Now let's start throwing in some variables. All right, so take a look at 43. It's right up here if you haven't seen it. Here's your goal. In your final answer, you cannot have a negative exponent. You cannot have a 0 exponent. So k to the negative 4th. Josh, how would I write that to be correct?
Negative 4 over k.
Like this? Oof.
No. The solution would be k over 4.
K over 4? Oh,
Dude,
okay. No, you don't know. No, you don't know. Jordan.
1 over k to the 4th.
Okay, 1 over k to the 4th. That is correct. This power goes with the k. Wherever the k goes, the power has to go with it. To make it from a negative value to a positive, you move it to the other side of the fraction bar. So that is just 1 over k to the 4th. Okay, that would be correct. All right, Joe, how about 45? What do you think?
Would it be 1/2b to the third?
Okay. No, and I make sure you understand why. This did not move anywhere, did it? The b is right where it was. It's underneath the fraction bar. So if it doesn't move anywhere, you can't change the sign. You just can't flip the sign. The only way to change the sign is if it moves. So Christian,
Would it be, b to the third over 2?
okay, getting closer, but that's not correct. Not correct, Zach.
B cubed over 2.
It is b to the third over 2. Now here's what's going on. If you move it from the denominator to the numerator, you got to switch that sign, Christian.
Oh,
And we don't want to have an answer with a negative exponent in our final answer.
look at the positive.
So, yep, b cubed. All right, take a look at 47. Hanan, what do you think for 47?
X to the third power over 5.
All right, you're getting a couple things confused here. The only thing only negative exponent we have is this one here. Don't worry about negative numbers. So negative exponents move. So in order to change it to a positive 3, it's got to go below. That's got to go underneath. Joe?
Is it 5 over x cubed?
Closer. Put a negative in front of that 5. That negative is not an exponent, is it?
No.
So it doesn't change. So it will stay negative 5 over x to the third. Okay, negative 5. All right, while we're here, take a look at 44. You don't even need to write this down, just pay attention. Okay, for 44, Connor, what would that be?
Or
Right here.
would it be 2 over z8?
Yep, it would be 2 over z to the 8th. The 2 stays where it's at, the z to the 8th goes down below. All right, Brett, take a look at 46. What do you think that one would be?
D over c to the second.
D over c to the second. That would be correct. The d doesn't move, c to the negative second moves down. All right, you had to do 49. Ooh, man, we're getting some crazy ones here. Rachel, sure you want to do this one? What?
From the top to the bottom?
I'll let you anyway. What do you think? You got an answer
There's
down?
a 1 on top.
Yeah, but I don't think it's right.
What do you got down?
I had 7 J to the 10th over 2.
Like this?
Yeah.
All right, you're correct. That's not right. Now let's fix it. All right, f to the 0 goes away because it becomes a 1. That is correct. All right, the 2 and the 7 should not go anywhere because they do not have exponents. Okay, Jordan, what do you think it is?
2 to the 10th over 7.
He says 2g to the 10th over 7. The 2 stays, correct? The 7 stays, the g to the 10th flips up. So you moved the g to negative 10th up, Rachel, that was right, but the 2 and the 7 shouldn't move. Leave that, f to the 0 becomes a 1. When it becomes a 1, it basically just disappears. So that is correct. Okay, that is correct. All right, Zane, I'm gonna see if any of this is sinking in.
Oh, okay.
How about 51?
Shoot, okay. It would be S over 12. Wait, no. It's S12 and then D5.
Okay, like that or like this?
Shoot. No.
All right. Hey, now, I want to, and this helps me out because I need to see what's going through your mind to fix things. The S is with the fifth power. They gotta stay together.
Right,
The 5 cannot like go down to the T.
right,
And the 12 cannot go away from the T.
okay,
So the S to the fifth is positive, so it stays where it's at.
right,
This is a negative exponent, so it's gonna move up with the S, and now it just becomes T to the positive 12.
oh,
That's all we gotta do.
alright,
Don't move things that aren't negative, and then the exponents gotta stay with those variables. They cannot flip around. They cannot flip around. All right, 53 was one you had to do. Oh, don't make this one hard. Morgan, what do you got for 53? It is 1. B to the 0 is 1. C to the 0 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Now, in looking at the homeworks that were turned in, not a lot of you got 55, but let's take a look at it now. Zach Walls, what do you think for 55?
Alright, hold on. So I did 1 over Q2.
Like this?
Yeah. Because the bottom one would just be 1, so you wouldn't really need to say that, and the top one is 1, so you just have to flip flop. So it'd basically be like, it'd just be Q negative 2. That's it.
Preston, you agree with him, or you agree with him?
I did wrong with that.
What's that?
I did wrong with that.
But do you agree with his answer?
Yeah,
I'm not saying you got the same answer. I'm just saying as he explained it, do you agree with it?
sure.
Sure, all right, he's right.
Oh,
He's right. Oh, you probably had no idea. He's right. All right, Connor, how about 57? How many negative exponents are there?
There is just 1.
So everything else stays where it's at. If it has a positive exponent, when I say it stays where it's at, that means it stays in the numerator or denominator. Okay? So now tell me what to write.
H3 over 6m squared, just K.
Yeah, K to the first, which is just K. Yep, that would be right. That'd be right. All right, now let's take a look at 48, 50, and 52. So take a look at 48. I know you didn't have to do it, but we're going to do it now. As it's up there. All right, so 48. Jay Lee, what do you think?
Is it 4x over?
Say it again.
Um,
Give me something so I can either fix it or know you're right.
Is it 4x over y 2?
What happened to the 6?
Is it going top?
Okay, the negative 6 is with the x. So wherever the x goes, it has to have that power. All right, Joe, what do you think?
I just lost my train of thought.
You lost it? Where'd it go?
I don't know what this is.
Okay. All right, what do you got, Colin?
4 over x to the 6th times y to the 7th.
All right, so Jay Lee, you did the y to the negative second, right? So like I'm thinking in my mind, she got that part right. What happened to the x to the negative 6? They both go down. Both don't go down. All right, look at 50. Take a look at 50. Josh, what do you think for 50?
1 over R to the 5th, and then multiply by S to the first.
Like here?
Yeah,
Okay, S, that's to the negative first, right?
yeah.
It's got to go up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
S to the first over R to the 5th. So you don't need to write the 1. All right, so now let's see, Rachel. How you doing? How about 52? Do you see any negative exponents? Yes. Does 3 have an exponent written there? Is there an exponent with the 3? No, so it does not move. What do I do with the W to the negative 5th? Put it on the bottom and you make it W to the positive fifth. What do I do? The X to the negative sixth. Move it to the top. Why'd we move it? Because it had a negative exponent. There we go. Do you see any negative exponents? Nope. Okay, just real quick here. We're not doing anything new because we need to hit this again. If you have just pay attention. If you have a negative exponent in the numerator, how do you make it? You're not allowed to have a negative exponent in your answer. How do you make it positive? Okay, move it where? Move it to the denominator. And only move whatever the exponent is to. This 2 is not to that power. So the 2 stays. It becomes 5 over x squared. Okay? A negative number is not a negative exponent. It does not move. So the only one I got to move here is y to the negative third. The negative x stays. The 4 stays. Okay? Because they don't have negative exponents. It becomes y to the third in the numerator. Okay? Y to the third in the numerator. All right, what I'm going to do is we're going to do this. You're going to do this in class. We're going to go over it just because you need to have this.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
You moved on.
I have this half helping them.
No, I'm good, bro.
I know.
He just said he was gonna do that.
No, that's what I was-
He already put this on our refrigerator,
This is the best That was so close to.
Thank you, cake, right?
Sure.
I love Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Try.
We can work together.
I'll see my first one's better. Hey, listen up here. Here's what I'm gonna have you do. Do 2 through 14 even. 2 through 14 even. And 16 through 27 all. All right, it's 9:05. Let's go. You got about 10, get as far as you can for 10 minutes, and then we'll go over what you have. I want to go over at least a few of these. Watch your signs in the first few. Now on the bottom, 16 through 27.